Okay, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. My wife and I finally got around over the weekend to seeing the new Mary Poppins. We missed it in the theater. We had a screener during the award season, but somehow it got missing. And anyway, make a long story short, we didn't get around to seeing it, so now it's on Netflix, and we watched it over the weekend, and we actually got about halfway through it. And then we just were like falling asleep and we turned it off, but we agreed we'd finish it the next day. We finished the second half of the movie the next day, and I looked at her and I said, how do you feel about this movie? And my wife was extremely excited about this. And I remember when I first saw the trailer come out, I even think I did a video on it. The trailer got me so excited that my hair stood up on my arms when, you know, it just felt so magical. But then the movie itself was really boring. And, you know, my wife and I went back and forth on that. None of the songs were what I would call memorably written. The original film, you know, had supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It had Spoonful of Sugar. I mean, you could go on and on and on and on. All these songs that everyone knows word for word. And nothing about the music in this movie had anything that actually almost every single song in this film, minus the one that Meryl Streep did, all sounded the same. And they didn't have any individuality about it as far as I'm concerned. And I know, you know, they got the guy from Hamilton to do the writing on this, but I just think it failed. You know, the movie did not do well at the box office. And I still to this day think that Solo should have had the Christmas time slot, and they should have released Mary Poppins during the summer. And that would have given enough time for The Last Jedi to die down and for Solo to come back as a Christmas movie, because these Star Wars films have been coming out around Christmas. But they didn't. They stuck hard with the time slot for Mary Poppins in December, and what happened? Solo bombed because it was too close to The Last Jedi, only like 4 or 5 months after that one came out, and then Mary Poppins tanked. You know, I like the one actor that plays Q in the new James Bond films. You know, I like Emily Blunt. I worked on a movie with Emily Blunt and Colin Firth, and they were both in Mary Poppins. Colin Firth, I thought, did a fantastic job with his character. The best part of the movie, my wife and I both agreed, was Dick Van Dyke, when he shows up reprising his role, or actually not, yeah, I guess, yeah, he's reprising his role as the original, like, guy that owned the bank, and he did his little bit. Now he's like 93 years old, and he still managed to get a couple of moves out on top of a desk, like some of the original dancing that he did in the 1965 film. And I don't know whether it was because, maybe I have to go back and look if the original Mary Poppins was shot in Technicolor. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But the colors didn't look right in the movie. Everything looked too clean. You know, they did a good job recreating the house from the original movie. But that was the other problem I had with the film. I thought Mary Poppins was going to come and save another family, right? So what she's doing is she's coming to save the brother and sister that were children in the first movie. And she has to rescue them and their kids because he grew up to no longer believe like he was a child. A lot like Christopher Robin, the movie Christopher Robin, where the Winnie the Pooh and all them went to go find Christopher Robin because he was so focused on work, and he lost that inner child that had him losing a connection with his wife and his daughter. Same thing here. It was almost the same thing. She had to come back and save the two kids that she had so much fun with when they were kids, and then redo the same thing with the children there. And I just felt like that was like material that was already covered, and I just didn't understand why they had to go back and revisit all of those people again. And so for me, I just thought it was it wasn't very good writing as far as the script goes for Mary Poppins, and I thought that she should have gone to a new house with new kids with new problems and saved them and showed them how everything works. But even at the end, when Emily Blunt flew away, you know, it just was one of those deals where it just didn't feel right, and it just was awkward. Everything felt awkward, and none of the songs just were anything I was singing at the end of the movie. You know, there's certain movies in history, whether it be The Wizard of Oz, the original 1934 or 38 Wizard of Oz, the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You know, that's why I feel like the newer one that came out just couldn't compete, because those songs that were written in that golden era just can't be matched. Same thing with this Mary Poppins. They just, as good as those songs were in Mary Poppins Returns, they just don't hold a candle to the well-written work that came before it. And that's a problem. I mean, if you're going to make a sequel, and we all know sequels are never really as good as the originals, but in this day and age, with the technology we have and everything, and with all the good talent, I mean, they had great actors in this movie. It should not have failed at the box office, and it should not have failed as a film with all those good actors in it. Somehow they managed to fail magnificently with this film. So very disappointed in Mary Poppins Returns. What did you guys think of Mary Poppins? Did anyone even care? Did anyone see it? I mean, not a lot of people went to see it. So what are your thoughts? Let's talk about it in the comments section, and we'll see you on the next one.